I'm Real Genetic Demon, and this is What's in the Tape, Season 11, Volume 9. And this season I gave you a choice between two great compilations, actually. Computer Hits 1 and Computer Hits 2, and the votes have been counted, and it's Computer Hits 2 that's going this week. So, without further ado, I'm going to get this into the tape drive. But we'll just do a quick run through actually while we're at it, actually, to be fair. Well, we've got all super pipeline and things like that. We'll start with tape 1, obviously, tape A. Oh, sorry, tape A. There we go, tape A. We'll start with that one. But we basically have quite a good compilation, actually, here. In fact, a very good compilation. Tape A's got Codename Matt, Wizard's Lair, Technical Ted, Mutant Monty, and a Snooker. So I'm quite looking forward to that, actually. I may have to rewind that, though, if you look. It's on the wrong side. We have to rewind that. Unless it's the same on both sides. I know Jolly used to do that, so maybe it's the same. I'll try it. We'll find out. It's exciting. So, and then on the other side we've got Android 2, On the Run, Covenant, Super Pipeline 2, and Circus. I don't know Circus. I don't know Super Pipeline. I know most of these on this side. I can't remember Wizard's Lair very much, to be honest with you. Mutant Monty I'm very excited about. Snooker from Visions is the first snooker game I ever saw on the Spectrum, and it was kind of weird looking at it on a screen that was sort of beveled round. Anyway, without further ado, that one there is going in tape drive. Okay, so the tape is in the drive and we are ready to go. So this should be Codename Matt. Let's go down there and just do the old usual. Load it. Sorry to anybody who missed out on the original hit squads, original computer hits. Well, I'll put it in for next month actually, or next episode. We'll go from there. That's interesting. Why is that like that? This is the other side of the tape, by the way. I've just put it there, and it must have been. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Sounds like it's been recorded over. Let me turn it over and start again. Why would there be some data on the other side of there? That's interesting. Right, okay, well, while that's rewinding, because it's going to take a little while, just leave that a second. I'm going to give you Codename Matt. I'm going to give you the rundown of Codename Matt. Codename Matt, Mission Alien Termination. Oh, that's what it means. Mission Alien Termination. The plan is the desperate plan to place the mind of mind of a teenager, and combine tactics skills of planetary leaders in a solar system. Matt is mankind's last hope. Basically, they put a teenager and the best politicians in the world. So effectively, they created Boris Johnson. Yeah. Teenager's mind? No, I'm not. Mind you, that's suggesting that he's the best politician in the world, isn't it? I suppose the teenager part is he's like, you know what he reminds me of, and I'm not doing politics here, really. You remember Harry Enfield and Kevin and Perry? Boris Johnson always reminds me of sort of Kevin if he grew up. I don't know about you, but it's like, oh, teenager. Oh, it's so unfair. You know, that's pretty much what Boris Johnson reminds me of, a sort of grown version of, is it Kevin? Which one's Kevin, or is it Perry? Kevin and Perry. It's Kevin, isn't it? A grown-up version of that, yeah. You know, and he goes to Manchester and he becomes all Manchester-like. You know, that kind of thing. I can't do a Manchester thing, by the way. I'm terrible. I must tell you one day about I might to tell you today. Tell you the story of the trip to see, for me, Manchester and Liverpool is quite far south, and I went to a place where I met these two big burly fellas who were going to take me for a site tour of a place. One was that's very weird. Maybe there's something after it. Is this a broken version of this? That's just gone straight to data on the other side as well. What is this? This Computer Hits 2 broken. Why, I just have to do it from PlayZX. But we'll give it a try, see if we can find the end of this bit of data. Okay, let's go for it. Hopefully this is Codename Matt. No wizards. Alright, Codename Matt's off the table. No, it's not. We'll come back to it. We'll put it back on by a PlayZX. That's weird. That means that this has been copied incorrectly, this tape, both sides. So basically, I've got a bit of Codename Matt, and it's been written slightly over the way, so it'll be interesting to see what we get. So we've got Wizard's Lair. So let's go back to the whole thing. Anyway, so I went south to this place that's about 2.5 hours from where I am, and I met these two chaps. One was from Liverpool and one was from Manchester, and I sort of said, well, you know, you are Southern. It went down well. They were not impressed with being called Southern when they were from Manchester and Liverpool. And to be honest with you, though, anybody who has to travel two sort of 2.5 hours to get to, definitely Southern from you. So I'm Southern to the Scottish. That's fine. I'm happy. I can live with that. But I am as about northern as you can get, as sort of height-wise, unless you're over sort of towards the northeast and up towards, what's the name of that place? It's Berwick, isn't it? But it's not Berwick because Berwick's in Scotland. It's just, is it Berwick on Scotland? I can't remember. It's literally that bit. So unless you're that way up, you're not much more further north than I am, realistically. So I'm as far north in England as you can get. Anyway, where are we? So Codename Matt is it's been scrapped because the tape is faulty. Well, that's not faulty. It's been badly recorded. So we're going to The Wizard's Lair by Bubblebus and Stephen Crow. Now, why does that name ring a bell? He did some other things, didn't he? Did he do... Oh, what was it called? Firelord. Was he responsible for that? It's got a feel of Firelord with that sort of shape thing there. Anyway, you're trapped in an underground cave. Pothole Pete stumbles across the Wizard's Lair, a massive subterranean network of interconnecting caves and rooms and passages. By the way, I've got magnifying glass because I cannot read this without... and I've got coffee. Well, I'll have coffee in a second. I'll need a quick sup, actually. His only chance of escape is by finding the 4 pieces of the golden lion that are spread across several layers of the cave. There are many items and strange creatures to help and hinder Pete in his escape. Features: caves, rooms, tunnels, passages, secret passages, doors, trapdoors, underground rivers, lakes, waterfalls, wells, and subterranean undergrowth. Right. Bracing myself. What's on the other side? Hang on, some more features. Nope, there's no more features. There's food, drink, whatever else it is. You can redefine the keys, which is the good thing. So we have to escape. It's basically a maze game. There's a lot of maze games at the time. To be fair, that was the thing, wasn't it? What could you create with these games? There was a lot of maze elements to it, and of course you were taking sort of screenshots and, you know, drawing your own maps and these kinds of things. And it strikes me as one of those kind of games. I think I've got this somewhere else, but I don't remember playing it. But I certainly remember Stephen Crow as a name that I should remember. Anyway, I've got a cup of coffee. What have you got? Have you got a beverage? Have you? What are you drinking? I hope it's something strong. It's probably not. Not as strong as that. Hey, I tell you what, it's not as strong as that coffee I got from what was that? What's it called? That monster coffee that I got from Ben Steele. He sent through. It was lovely. It took your head off though. It was a melter. It was a mind melter. It was a face melter. We're going to go with a sort of rock analogy with it. A face melter. That's what it was. Oh, but that's a good coffee anyway. That's nice coffee. Nice smooth roast, this one. I like a smooth roast. I was rolling my R's there. I was giving it a slight roll. Anyway, I've just to tell you about the office recently, or the man cave. It's had a tidy. Not by my own hand though. My wife has took it upon herself that the piles on the floor needed to go into some kind of shelving. So there'll be some of you out there cheering right now. You know who you are. Those people cheering. It's been tidied. She's done a good job. Oh my God, the screen's colour changed. That's weird. Look, it's changing all colours now. Was it doing that before? Don't remember doing that before. That's exciting. So she's had a bit of a tidy. So I actually have more space on the desk to actually work on. So don't tell her, but I actually quite appreciated the tidy up because it was getting a bit overrunning a little bit. I kind of appreciate that. Right. Oh, got keys. Define your own keys. Let's define my own keys. Can I use the spacebar? I want to use the spacebar. 7. Oh yeah. Oh. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here. Right, okay, so this is... yeah, we have played this before. So this is us, Peter the Potholer. That explains, by the way, why we're throwing... There's a key. Oh, it's... Do you know what it reminds me of? Attic Attack. We definitely have played this before. It has that Attic Attack feel. We need to get some keys. There's a yellow key to get through that door over there that was yellow. Aha, we've got a yellow key. Don't know what that did. Do I have another yellow key? No, I've used that yellow key and I need green key to get through there. Green keys just open doors. So why was the yellow key there then? I've got a limited number of weaponry as well. I hadn't realised that. I've died though. Can't walk around the... That looked like a secret room. Did it not look like a secret room to you? 1580, whatever it is on the thing. Oh yeah, I'd have been delighted with this if I'd got this. If I'd been down to WH Smith's, the old WH Smith's, we love a bit of WH Smith's. Used to go down to WH Smith's and grab a game. I'd have been delighted with this. It's really, really good. I like that. Food to eat. I would have been. It wouldn't have been quite. It wouldn't have been quite Attic Attack for me because you know, Attic Attack was one of my sort of first and favourites, if that makes sense. But I can see the appeal of this one. I'd have probably called it a poor man's version of it, though, wouldn't I? I think that's what I would have said if I'd showed this and my friend had showed me this or something similar. I'd probably been like, nah, it's not enough firepower. 1585. I assume it was made in 1985. Got some more gold. I'm like poisoned. Oh, yeah, got more firepower now. We're back. Should be more sparing with it. There's a key. Oh no, it's wings to move faster. Blooming flying there. Absolutely flying. Oh, dead. I've got 2 lives left. I do like it though. The graphics are quite good, aren't they? They are nice graphics. They do look nice. I think we need to map it though. I bet there's maps out there. Oh, hang on a minute. I could walk across those previously. I can't walk across them now. Oh. I did find one piece of the I didn't... Do you know what? I hadn't realised that I'd got a piece of the golden lion there. That's pretty good though, isn't it? That's a good start. I quite like that. As a start... What's my initials? There we go. There's my initials. Because I'm a legend. I quite like that as a start though. What do you think? I'm sure he's written something I need. Yeah, and that's it. It explains why it's 1585 because it's 1985 that was produced. There it is at the bottom of the screen. Mr. Stephen. Very good. I like that. That was a good start, actually. Let's carry on and see if we can get the next one to load. What we got next? Technical Ted. Now, Technical Ted is a game that I keep missing out on. It's one of those games that I want, and I keep missing out on. I haven't got Technical Ted yet for my collection, and I don't know why. I think it's it is a bit Jet Set Willy in its sort of styling, but it's a game that I've sort of wanted, and I don't know why I keep missing out on it. I shouldn't miss out on it. It's like there's plenty of copies out there. What the heck is that? Chip fact. Maybe that's Technical Ted because he's doing chips. So anyway, yeah, the Chip Factory featuring Technical Ted. So they obviously called it something else. So I guess they called it Chip Factory first, and then realised Technical Ted was a better name for it. Oh wow, it's one of these special loaders. I quite like that. Very sexy. Right, Technical Ted. Technical Ted is an enthusiastic young computer hacker who bounces into work at his local microprocessor factory every day at 8:30 a.m. Good lad. Good boy. And then, anxiously, he knows that he must complete 21 daily tasks by the clock, clocking off time at 5 p.m., or incur the wrath of the big boss. But his fiendish boss hasn't told him what the tasks are or where to locate them. Undaunted, Ted gets his mate, who also works at the factory, to give him a rough sketch of the rooms, to close the canteen close to the canteen after promising to buy him a cup of tea. Good lad, Ted. Get the tea on. A cup of coffee would have been for my thing. Otherwise, I'd have given you the wrong kind of map. No, only kidding. We call him Sir Ted Desk Canteen. Oh, hang on. We call him Sir. Here's the rooms. We call him Sir Ted's Desk, Canteen, Reception, Cloakroom, Silicon Slice Store, Boardroom, Photocopier, and Main Corridor. His mate's first thing he's got to do is go to his desk and visit the Silicon Slice. In each room, there has to be 2 flashing boxes in a correct sequence. In other words of wisdom from his mate, come up with his next task in the diffusion furnace. So what I've got to do is, first thing I've got to do is go to his desk and visit the silicon store. In each room, there's 2 flashing boxes you have to open in sequence. Right, your keys are... Q is it O and P? No. Jump is any key on the bottom row, that's fine. O and P, any key on the bottom row. Action freeze. As action freeze is A. I'm not sure what that's for. Music on and off. And that's about it, really. So, Technical Ted, it's just one of those games that I quite like. I quite like the look of it. It reminds me of Manic Miner. It reminds me of Chucky Egg. It reminds me of Jet Set Willy. It reminds me, to be honest with you, it reminds me of quite a few things. While thinking of Jet Set Willy, funnily enough, I was looking at my copies. I've got 2 Jet Set Willy 2s. Because I bought a batch of them on eBay. It was like a great big bundle I bought of Spectrum games on eBay, and it was like a massive bundle. And it came from a cash converters. They were selling it on eBay, and I noticed in the comments that somebody had said missing the important title, and they'd sent the whole lot back again to cash converters, and they just put them back up again. And it wasn't very expensive. It was a £25 bundle. It was for the whole thing. So I bought it because, and I knew what was missing. I already knew when I opened it. There was Jet Set Willy 2. And there was a reel style tape, so it had those kind of old style reels in it, so it was clear with that sort of like the old tape on tape things rather than the cassette tape. But it was cassette tape, but it just looked nice. And I opened up the Jet Set Willy 2, and exactly what I thought, it was missing. So, but I didn't send it back, and I didn't send it back because there was plenty of other games that were relevant to the whole thing. And not too long ago, I picked up a copy of Jet Set Willy 2, and it wasn't that expensive either. So I was quite pleased with the whole thing. But I've still got that on the shelf because I kind of refused to throw it away because it's a beautiful cover, and it's got that long code page. You know, those several code pages. I think it is Jet Set Willy 2. They literally went nuts with the code, and I really quite like it for that reason. I don't know. I still quite like it. It feels like somebody owned it and then had to, make a copy to keep it up and running. So I kind of like it anyway. So, but that's why Jet Set Willy and Technical Ted are kind of in that same boat for me. So, Micro User Devices Limited we work for. Let me just have a quick drink. Oh, look at the names on the buildings, though. I don't know what BB is, but of course you've got GPO, which is the General Post Office, and ICI, and Acme, of course, which is always the company that you used to have. Here we are. Factory gates. So we need to go to our office. The reception, right? Okay. That's it, go past him. And the plant. You can see where I get the Jet Set Willy analogy, can't you? It's from that thing. Cloakroom, that's fine. Oh, you go all the way across. That's not very nice. Oh, too far to job. Oh, can I see if I can drop off here quickly? What's the music? There's a photocopier room. Ah. I love the monsters. I love. Oh, the hooks kill you. That's nice. Go, 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 go. I'm gonna struggle to get past that, aren't I? I've got to turn on. I think I've got to turn on the photocopier. Oh my gosh! I forgot how brutally hard it was. Too far. Wow. It's time related though, so the time at the top of the screen is how long I've got left to go before it's the end of my, I guess, shift. Ah! I'm guessing I've got to turn the photocopier on to start the day, so that's the first task, I think. Or a task. Bloomin' heck. Why can't I get out there? Oh, this is a struggle. I still want it, by the way, for my collection. I still have to get a copy because it's frustratingly, but it's fine. There's the boardroom. Oh, look. There we go. So I've turned the projector on. Not sure what that means in the long run. So I've got a projector onto the projector screen. So I've got to go up and play it now, I think. That's what I think the plan is. Wow, that was close. Boardroom. I guess I've got to go up here and put this on. Which way? How far are you coming? Stop. All the way. Would be. Oh, how'd you jump across there? That's a bit harsh. Head bangs on the top of it and you're stuck. Let's go past the boardroom. Oh, that gets me. Everything gets you. I think every time you lose a bit of time as well, that reduces your time till the end of the day, because it's obviously the pink bar. Sugar, sugar, sugar. I've got to turn it on again, look. Look. That's the one that's flashing, so I've got to turn that on, then I've got to get the other one to turn it on sequence. This is how you do it. The sequence thing is the elements here. So I've basically turned the projector on. Now I've got to turn it, hit that thing to, I guess. This is going to be hard. How the heck do you do that? That's pretty tough. Right, okay, let's go past the monocycle or whatever it is, the unicycle. Then what do you call them with the large wheels? Can't remember what they're called. They've got a specific name, don't they? They're called Fred. Oh, penny farthing, that's it. Oh my gosh. My brain's just not working properly. That's because codename Matt isn't loading. That's amazing, that though. I mean, that fault was on both sides of it. Right, I'm going to see if I can jump past him and go through that gap and drop down and see if I can get past this guy here. I walked too far over. He caught with me with my appendage sticking out. He's got quite a load of run. I'm going to run in. Little arms going. Yeah, that's going to work. I think I'm proper stuck here now, you know. I've got to either go past this penny farthing thing. How do you get past this? This is harsh. I was rubbish at things like Jet Set Willy, by the way. I wasn't very good at it. I used to appreciate it graphically and how it played, but I wasn't a world class player or anything like that. I do still love things like Chucky Egg though, and I do like Manic Miner. I know some people don't, but I definitely do. I think Manic Miner is still a good game. You know, I mean, it's probably more overrated than it should be, but it definitely is a really good game. I do like Manic Miner. I think it's a cracking game. I think I'm going to die because I'm running out of it. That must be energy. That must be energy at the top of the screen, even though I've got a time at the bottom. It's just going extremely slowly. This is nuts. I think I'm... Right, I'm going to go back here and I'm going to do this. Well, you've only seen the same two rooms over and over again. It's kind of like... Didn't even make it to my office. My office is meant to be along this level at some point. It's only a few rooms by the looks of things, though. Mind you, he says that, so, and then there's something about a diffusion room. So there's maybe more rooms. I want to get this. Oh, that's a vacuum cleaner, of course. 101 or something similar. You're never going to get past that because your head bangs on the ceiling. So what's the only place you can pass it at? Very early on, maybe. Maybe early on, where there's a space for me to sort of get the old leap on. Love these things. Horrendous timing. Makes your life so difficult. Go on, get over. No, you see, it's not going to work. Oh, the boss has booted me. The boss is the Hulk, by the way, because he's got the green top and the purple pants, so he's clearly the Hulk. That's quite good, isn't it? A music, though. Is it the Blue Danube? Same one they had at the beginning of the lead. That was a cracking game, wasn't it? Right, okay, let's move on. What we got next? We've got Mutant Monty. A little bit more of the same, realistically. There's a lot of selections of the same on this, to be honest, with the sort of the sort of games, sort of clones of other things. Or were they before, or were they the same time? I don't know, is the answer to that question. They might be. Thinking about that, was Wizard Layers before? No. Attic Attack had to be 83, didn't it? Attic Attack. Definitely. Right, coffee time. Quick sub. Oh, I love coffee. How's your week been? Have you had a good week? Have you enjoyed yourself? Have you been doing anything good? It's been exciting. It's a holiday time, isn't it? That's what the thing at the moment is. Everybody's on holidays. It's kind of we're all holidaying regardless of whatever's going on in the world. We're just going for it anyway. I don't blame everybody. I think we all need a break at this point. Mutant Monty, I'm sure I've got this, but I'm not sure I do. And that was really positive, wasn't it? I'm sure I've got this, but I'm not sure I do. Anyway, Mutant Monty. Like most people, Monty has two main ambitions in life: to get rich quick and become a hero. Of course, those are all my personal ambitions as well, you know. I'd rather be happy. I'd like to be happy. Don't mind being... I'd like to be, adequately... so that I could do continuing hobbies and things like that. But I'd rather be happy. I think I'd rather be happy. And be a hero? It's that old question, isn't it? It's like, do you want to be like Superman or something else? Do you want to be able to do that? I think everybody strives for a little bit of hero in their life occasionally, but you can be a hero every day just by being nice to people. That's an important thing. It is true, you know. Anyway, get quick. He has the opportunity to achieve both, but only by making his way through 40 rooms and collecting gold and loot and rescuing a damsel in distress. Monty is not aware of the countless aliens that will try and stop him from the dreaded Paralanian, the very beautiful and extremely rare quantum leapies. Yes, sorry, Sir C. Quantum leapies. It's quantum leaps, yeah, quantum leapies. Oh, God. Or QLs. You also have to pass through the pit of eternal slime, and inside of which you'll find a neutron accelerator crossed with the desolate waters of Fernor, before he can get to his before he can rescue the fair maiden. So he's getting rich by raiding alien trans-dimensional beings. Sweet. I'm not sure why he's called Mutant Monty though. I suppose, mind you, his hands are glowing. Look, one of his hands is glowing. He's got an old ET thing going on there. All this in about 5 lives, clock thing, against the time. What are the controls? Escape from the game, cap, shift, and space. We don't even have time to stop for a bar at the refreshments bar. Right, so we're basically rescuing a damsel in distress. We're very little to it, from very little in the sense of what's going on into it. Well, we're damsels in distress. We can live with damsels in distress. It's an Arctic game. Arctic as in the lorry. I saw somebody the other day try to work out why it was called Arctic, and it's because it's like a lorry. That's why. Right, what's the keys? Help! Right. Bloody hell, he moves fast across the way. It's like goes like treacle downwards, but when you go, oh my gosh, how do you avoid that? Monty, you monster. Monty, get in there. He won't go. Monty. Oh God, Monty. You crazy man. I can't access it until I've got all of the goodies. At least they don't disappear. So we've got Monty. Right, okay. Super Monty. Oh my goodness. I've only got one Monty left. Mutant Monty. Oh my god, he just doesn't slow down. He's like glued to those things. Getting pushed out of the game like that. Help! Come on, Mutant Monty. Okay, we got in there. No, don't hit me. Oh, that's lucky. I've just run into that one. That was stupid. Come on, Mutant Monty. Doesn't that fly along the level? I quite like this though. Kind of up my street, this, because it's kind of collecting stuff on single screens. I love the single screen stuff. You know, I'm a sucker for the single screen stuff. Sugar. I forgot he came back so quickly. Mutant Monty. Okay, down. Oh my goodness. Come on. That wasn't easy. That was the easiest of the few, I think. Got it. Just stay there. The exit's flashing, so we just need to go down here like this. And then we should be able to get out. Assuming I can get in here. Come on, Monty. There he is, he's in. I think that's the first time I've ever finished a level on Mutant Monty, to be honest with you. I don't recognise this level. We've only got 3 bits of gold to get in here. This is going to be tough because I can see how Monty's going to move on this one. He's going to go crazy. Right, this one's the easiest one. Let's get this one up here. This is easy. I don't know why he moves so fast going left and right. It just flies. And he just keeps running as well. You push it once and he just goes. Which isn't a bad thing, by the way, that he flies. Just a bit blooming crazy. Wow. I do like that though. I'm gonna have one more go because I've quite enjoyed that. Let's have another go. One more go. I think we can do better this time because now we know what we're doing. Sort of flying around getting all the gold. And then we're going to rescue a damsel. So it's good news. It's good news all round, especially for damsels. There we go. Oh, that's the easiest gold ever, that one. Come on, Monty, go up. I think I've got to stop pushing the direction. I think I'm just going to let him run and then push down. No, that doesn't work. Doesn't work. Come on, Monty, go down. Oh my goodness, I just was in there. Come on, Monty. Behave yourself. I was almost there. It's there, look. There, it's done. Gosh, that was tough. That was really tough, actually. 40 of these levels as well for Monty to do. You know what Monty needs? He needs somebody to sort out the up and down. They need to make the speed that goes the same as the speed that goes. Or vice versa, or one goes a bit slower than the other. That's what Monty needs. He needs a bit of computerized TLC, if that makes sense. Oh, it's a clock in the bottom corner. I hadn't realised the white thing was the clock. So that's the timer. It's because I'm always dying, you see, so I didn't realise there was actually a timer running on each level, so that's cool. Right, so we're there. Monty! Bad Monty. Bad Monty! Oh my goodness, that's impossibly tough to get past. The egg on the far left is the one we need to go up with. I can't be there because he dies. That's impossibly tough. You know, the worst part about it is once you've got these bits of gold that are very difficult to get in there, you have to come back out again. Wow. Proper tough game. Wow. What a way to go. And then, to finish all off, after Mutant Monty, we've got a codename Matt to do, by the way. We've got a load codename Matt. I'll get that on PlayZX in a sec. But we've got snooker. Now, as I say, this is one of the first games, one of the first few games I saw on the Spectrum when I was. My parents had this whole thing. They didn't know what the best PC or microcomputer to get was. Well, I should say they'd seen what they thought was the best because it was educational. Remember, we all bought them because they were educational as a kid. So the best one was the BBC Micro. That was what they'd seen, and they'd seen it with the monitor and the floppy disk and all this kind of stuff. And it was hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds, lots and lots of money, and several £1,000s in today's money. And they'd seen that, and they were, and they'd also seen, I think they'd seen Commodore 64, and they'd seen a few other things, so sub ones that never really made big for most people. And they saw these things, and they were like, and then their friend sort of came and said, come and see our ZX Spectrum. The kids seem to like it, whatever else it is. And the only thing they showed me on the ZX Spectrum was basically three games. One of which was Vision Snooker. Another one was Space Raiders, which is obviously the Sinclair one, which is Space Invaders. And the other one was Centipede. Now I don't know who that one's by, to be honest with you, because it was one of those. It was one of those games that sort of everybody had, and there was lots of clones of. A bit like Space Invaders, to be honest with you. I'm just gonna have a quick sup of the coffee. Oh. There's loads of tape left. I'm wondering if it's just empty. Right, so let's have a little look at the instructions on this one. It's been quite good, actually. I quite like them when they're sort of fresh games from the time, because they load really easily. Let's have a look at snooker. Steve Davis's snooker. Steve Davis being a world champion, I think, wasn't he? A couple of times. They always snooker from the Crucible. That's what it was. Oh, it's all the keys round S, basically. And the fire is the middle button. Let's press 1 for one player. I'm not very good at snooker. It's a very big table. I can do a bit of pool, but I'm not very good at snooker. So no Kempston joystick. Number of players, 1. 1 player. Number of balls, 15. That's fine. S to start. So that's my... I got to place my ball. So I put that there. And then... place the cross, yes. That's what I want to hit to, and that's the power. Well, I should have held down the button a bit longer. And 3. No. Oh, right, okay, 1, 2, 3. All right, the buttons to do stuff. So hit with the power, boom. There we go. We're knocking the balls around now. Snooker, basically, you put a red one down, then you put a coloured one down. Put a red one down, coloured one down. Black being the most valuable. I'm not, as I say, I'm not really. I know the score roughly with it. It's not really been my thing. But I remember seeing this because it was on a bevel telly, so it was kind of a little bit sort of. It was sort of a little bit sort of. Well, all tellies were beveled back then, if you remember. They all had sort of concave, isn't it, or convex. Can't remember. Whichever way it is, one of those used to be like that, so... Pow! Excellent. Right. Let's have a little look at this. I haven't put anything down yet, so whatever it was, it just looked a bit bent, so you couldn't really work out the angles and stuff like that. I suppose we could probably do it now a little easier than we used to be able to do it then, but certainly with flat screen tellies, but back then it was quite difficult realistically. Can I just knock this one down just gently? If I go like that, will that pop that down? Nope. I'm not getting any down. My favourite version of pool is the arcade pool from Team 17 on the Amiga. That was absolutely fantastic. Do you remember that one? That was really good. That arcade pool. That was really worth playing. That was a great game. Fantastic. They're really fun to play. Right, well, snooker, Steve Davis. Let's do a Steve Davis fact. I know that Steve Davis was always seen to be the most boring man in the world. He then entered himself, after a bit of snooker, he entered himself into a world poker tournament and proceeded to win his first million from the poker tournament because nobody could read him because he was the most boring man in the world, and that's what he's often rated as, a sort of this extremely boring individual. But it clearly pays to be boring when you play poker. I like a bit of poker. Right, okay. Let's just see if we can get Codename Matt. See if it's on here. If not, we'll go to the old. We'll refer to the old PlayZX. That's interesting though. It's faulty on both sides anyway, so I don't think we're going to find anything else. I think this has just been badly recorded, if that makes sense. I wonder if there's a whole batch of these out there where they're not recorded correctly. Let's have a little look. PlayZX. It's going short one this week, actually. Do you know why it's short? Everything blooming loaded. Oh, hang on. Brace yourselves. Spec A. Alright, I'm confused. Huh. Wow. Computer hits 10. 10 computer hits. Tape A. Codename Matt. Wow. See manual for loading instructions. That, I did not expect that. Did anybody else know that was on the end of there? I just wonder if anybody's put their name in it and somewhere along the lines. No, it's literally that. Well, I'll be. I never expected that. Did you expect that? I've never seen that before with a tape. We'll see if there's anything else just at the end. So basically, if you'd left it to the end, oh, hang on, brace yourselves. Codename Matt. Oh my God! It's probably not going to load though because it'll be wrapped around the end of the tape. That's really weird. Well, if it does load, I'll be impressed. I'm still going to look it up on PlayZX at the same time. Micro Mega Game. It's not one of my favourites, simply because I want to love it, but I've never got round to actually enjoying it because I've never sort of spent the time with it. So I'm one of these people. I think there's some games I'll never get. I want to get. What else do I want to get? There's a couple that I want to get in my life. You know, there's a few. I've got the Micro Mega version. There we go. We've got that done. Right, so that's ready in case you need it. There are a few games in my life that are like that. A bit like I want to love Sonic, but I can't. And I want to love Mario, but I can't. They just don't. They just never grab me. Never grabbed me at all. No, specifically. I want to love them. I mean, is there any that you want to love but you can't? I mean, I just don't know. Sonic is good. It's just I get bored with it. Same with Mario. I get bored with Mario as well. With Mario, sort of I'm talking about the sort of 16-bit generation kind of the style ones. I do get bored with them. I was more happy. I accrued more pleasure from Decap Attack. Do you remember Decap Attack? Basically, he throws his head round, and he's sort of Frankenstein type creature. I actually enjoyed Decap Attack a lot more. It was more quirky and interesting in that sense. So that was a Mega Drive game as well, and I definitely enjoyed them slightly more than I enjoyed Sonic. I just didn't get it. And I know it's Sonic's 30th birthday, so sorry, Sonic. But you never grabbed me, mate. Not by anything. Right, coffee. Codename Matt. I have to say a big thank you to Daryl recently. He sent me out a little gift, a little Spectrum bundle, included a current speech interface. So we may have to get that plugged in and have some fun with that one. The current speech one. I think if you put it into Booty, doesn't it give you a different game as well? I think that's one of the big things about it. If you plug it in and then load Booty gives you a totally different game, or a totally different sort of sequence anyway. So he sent me that, and he sent me a number of other things, including a 30 hits pack. Actually, it was a Bo Jolly one, I think, with 30 games on it. That's literally 6 episodes in itself. That's going to be awesome. But we might have to sort that out as something separate, because that's just 6 episodes in itself. And a few other games. And he sent a lovely card to say thank you to my wife, who knitted him a cover for his ZX Spectrum. It had ZX Spectrum on it, and with the rainbows so a dust cover. And she knitted him this, and he sent a lovely card, and because we've got a Yorkshire Terrier, he sent a lovely little furry Yorkshire Terrier with a stuck-up hair. And by the way, that's the end of the tape. It actually is overlapped on both sides. How amazing is that? So we need to get a code name map from something else. Let's just do that. But yeah, he sent a lovely sort of little gift for us, and he also sent us some Yorkie bars, which as somebody else pointed out, they're not for girls. Well, you remember that was advertising once upon a time. Nowadays, the company, who made it? Nestle's, is it? Nestle's would be hounded out of existence by the PC brigade, when realistically it's a joke. It's not meant to be offensive. It's meant to be, a joke on the thing. And however, to be fair, it probably affected sales, because who wants to drink something that's not for girls? In fairness, it's not for girls. Why would you want it? So they used Yorkies, not for girls. So but such weird advertising sometimes, wasn't there? Realistically, years ago, remember when they used to advertise when you used to advertise tobacco, and that was a legal thing. You could still do that. And nowadays, if you pick up, I don't smoke, but I know that certainly the packaging has been changed to the point where you basically have a gory dead body on the front of it, effectively. So smoking does this to you. So, funnily enough, I can't remember which cigarette manufacturer it was, or tobacco manufacturer it was, came out recently and said, look, realistically, you want to get rid of smoking completely in the next 20 years. I think they've reinvested. I think the companies who were big into tobacco are now just reinvesting their money in other things. So they've changed their business dynamic, so that they're no longer selling effectively poisonous tar and whatever nasties that you put into your body. So they're saying that they wanted to go on. Was it 10 or 15 years? Can't remember what this executive said. So, but you had those kind of things. But years ago, there were some absolutely cracking adverts. Do you remember the guy who played? I can't remember who it was. He used to play. I think it used to be called Rabsy Nesbitt, and he used to do sort of adverts for Hamlet cigars, and sort of everything would go wrong, and then he'd smoke a cigar, and everything would be right again. In the world. But they were that little flick of hair. You're all reminiscing now, aren't you? You all remember, if you remember those days of when we used to watch television. Do you know what though? I'm finding really interesting now is and I'm as guilty as anybody else, because I've got adverts, but I don't put adverts between my videos, because it's the only way to continue growing as a channel. If you don't do that, then YouTube stops showing you to people who might be like-minded and wish to enjoy your videos. But anyway, but nowadays it's YouTube is the place where you see adverts between everything for every 5 seconds. It's where you're on your other the other paid-for channels that you're playing for, like Netflix and other things. That by the way, that's got 61 or 62% of the market share of streaming services in the UK. Talk about domination. That's properly dominating, isn't it? I mean, that really is dominating. I've got no problem with that, because Netflix doesn't put adverts on it. It doesn't do paid for content beyond what you're already paying for in subscription, unlike Disney Plus or and Amazon Prime. I think Netflix's model is to just reinvest as much as it can into television programming, and you could argue that the He-Man was a catastrophic disaster for most people, but they're going to continue. I've just dropped my mobile phone, and it's pulled free, and it's still loading. It's pulled the tape free, and it's still loading. I can't believe that. That was really lucky. I just dropped it on the floor. It was on my knee, and I dropped it on the floor. And it's still loading. That's utterly amazing. So yeah, I mean, you can say that that's a failure, but the thing about it is that failure has probably caused loads of people to blooming watch it, realistically. But it's just one of those things. It just wasn't certain things about certain. It's just systematic of endemic of the kind of world we live in at the moment. That there was a requirement to emasculate masculine figures in a and then make masculine female figures, which are already masculine anyway in the Masters of the Universe, because in the Masters of the Universe it was about selling toys, and everybody was equally strong, because you wouldn't buy Teela otherwise if she wasn't an equally robust character in the first place. I mean, that's true. You don't need to make, you don't have to make He-Man a wimp to make Teela a stronger character, because she originally was a stronger character. Yeah, just let that sink in for a second. She already was, because in the original 80s one, regardless of how you did it, most of them had a moral to the story. There was mostly were sort of nice and friendly, and there was the ulterior motive was a great big cartoon for selling toys, but at the same time they always did a moral with the story, because they were making sure that parents were always happy with the out. That you watched He-Man, you always got and remember, kids, smoking is bad for you or something similar. That kind of thing. That was the alternative. There was always something with it. That kind of approach to the whole thing was always there. So I think it's loaded, but it seems to have crashed. That's a bad start. It seems to have stopped. Oh, wouldn't be what's on the tape if it didn't do it. Did you know what? I wouldn't be surprised why that stopped, actually. Do you know what I'm going to do, though? Because I've never played it. And I don't know what it is, and I don't know what it's like, and I don't know if you've ever seen it, but Don Mark made a Codename Matt 2. Have anybody seen that? I want to load Codename Matt 2, because I've played Codename Matt. It's a sort of space adventure type thing. I've played that before, and I'm really interested to see what Codename Matt 2 is. I've never seen it, but it's here. It's in the list. So let's have a go at Codename Matt 2. So we'll give that a try. I'm not sure what it'll be or what it's like, but we'll give it a try. I don't even know if it's appeared in any of my episodes. So if it has, in the comments below, you know the thing. So yeah, you didn't. But anyway, He-Man was always strong characters. The 80s had them as strong characters, and apparently the 2002, which I really must look up, version of He-Man is very much a great remake, which keeps all the characters as strong as they were. Still follows that moral sort of code and ethics that they all had. They all had the same thing though. Thundercats was the same. It's the same sort of. There was always a moral to the story and all this kind of thing, and you got that kind of thing. Hey kids, don't smash windows and don't scrump for apples or something like that. I've played this one before, and I remember this one. I couldn't work out how to play this one either. Anyway, but it always the same. It was there was always a sort of that selling of comics at the end of the day. They have ruined some. They've made better with others. I see the last of the Bad Batch was on recently as well. If you've been watching the Bad Batch, which was the follow-on for the characters from the Clone Wars, where they turned up, the Bad Batch being clone warriors that were slightly different. So one was extremely strong and resilient. One was a born leader, cunning, better perception. One is more technical, and another one is more strategic, and another one was sort of an expert marksman and all this kind of stuff. That's just finished the first season of it. I have to admit, I am kind of disappointed. They've done some things that I'm like, yeah, that's okay, but there are a lot of stuff that I'm disappointed. One of which is they've done that horrible thing that Disney did, I think, with I don't think that Disney had Rebels at the time, but in the first Rebels, Ezra Bridger? I think it's Ezra Bridger. Ezra, anyway, the boy character is just a boy. And by the second one, he's more of he's a late teenager. He's in his 19, 18, sort of that kind of age, and he's more of a man, if that makes sense. So it's a better sort of fit. Whereas they've got this female clone character called Omega, who's supposedly the last clone that they created, but she's a special clone. She's like, I think she's got Jango Fett's DNA, but she's female, and we get to see all of her abilities, but she seems to be smarter and quicker and whatever else it is. But they made her I don't know. I'm guessing an 8 or 9 year old instead of making a bit like they did with the Phantom Menace, where they made it sort of where they made Anakin a child. I know it's a kids program. You're going to say that to me. It's a kids program, but at the same time, I kind of kind of think it's funny that they change them later to adults. It's like they start with that to maybe suck the kids in and then change them to adults later. I'm hoping the second season of Batch, unfortunately, is a continuation, so it won't continue the way I want, because what they did with Rebels is they kind of rebooted it a little bit on the second season. They're not going to reboot the Bad Batch in the same way. I don't know. I'm not 100% on it. I liked it when the Bad Batch first arrived. I thought there was something special to them as characters. Not so keen now that they've separated them out. They really needed to do more with it. They started well by using some of the expanded universe on the death of one of the one of the Jedi. They've brought in a few of the little bits and pieces. They picked up a few things. They followed up a bit more with Captain Rex. They've done a few other bits and pieces, but in general, it's kind of rather than being whooping all the way to the TV screen. It's a bit. I don't know. I don't know if anybody else has watched Loki as well. I watched Loki. I quite liked Loki. I liked the stylizing of it, but I didn't like the reset of a universe again. I think Marvel's burning itself out at the moment. I don't know about you, but I think Disney is burning out Marvel. I think we're bored. I think we are. I think we're generally bored because they keep chucking them out. I think we're a bit bored with Star Wars as well, because I mean, what was the last Star Wars move? Sort of individual one they did. It was Solo, wasn't it? I think was the last one beyond the trilogy that was a bit. It was Solo, I think it was, and that was the Star Wars story. Where's the next Star Wars stories? We're not seeing it. They're going to television. They're going to things like The Mandalorian, but they have to keep the Mandalorian is Saturday night TV. Don't confuse The Mandalorian with it goes in the Knight Rider category of television for me. I can't remember a blooming episode of Knight Rider, but I remember the car, and I remember David Hasselhoff as Michael Knight, and the chap, can't even remember his name. Devon, is it? And there was a young lady, can't remember her name, and they had a truck and they drove around and they did do-gooding every week. That's Mandalorian. That's kind of telly. It's kind of pulp for your brain. You can watch it. You know what you're getting. You know you're going to get some Star Wars universe stuff. Yes, it has its super moments, and if you haven't watched it, end of season 2 has a super fantastic moment. It's that's well worth it. But it's pulp. It's not much more than pulp, and I think the problem with the Marvel universe is they kind of go in. They're burning it out. They're burning it out, and they're doing some sub-random characters. Remember, there's like 4,500 characters they've picked up as a freebie. Well, not freebie, but as part of their deal with Marvel. There's 4,500 that they have IP wise. They can run out any old junk they like, realistically. They even got something called Sleepwalker. It's an alien that stays in somebody's head that can only be released when the guy sleeps. Seriously? That is actually a character. I know, I've got the comic back from the 90s. And they own that. Marvel own that. Yeah. I have no idea what the controls are for this. Oh, this is a sector thing, isn't it? Yep, been here before. Press buttons. Safety on and off. There we go. Cursor keys, I think. States red. There's fire. Yeah, it's basically it's. Oh, there's an alien. Let's get him in front of me. There's an alien. Yeah, that's Codename Map 2. I have played it before. I'm not going to get excited about it. So that's Codename Map 2. Yeah, anyway, so creatively bankrupt Hollywood. Yes, that's the way it's going. But anyway, I've been your host, Real Genetic, and thank you for watching next week's second part of the tape. And we have some Android 2 to come for us. On the Run. I can't remember On the Run. Covenant, like that. I think I picked up a copy of that not too long ago. Was it just the whatever else is? I was looking for a copy of it anyway. Super Pipeline 2, can't remember what that is. And then followed by The Circus, which is going to be interesting because I don't know what that is either. I think it's a text adventure, so this could be interesting. Anyway, I've been your host, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye now.